out here. Once again, it is the Uncorrupt stream. Welcome to a brand new month, brand new season of Hearthstone. Get ready to do some ranking up here. And to me, like the beginning of the month, it's always a good time to do something a little bit different. So I thought about checking out some Egg Hunter here. I did play a little bit earlier in the day. Had a interesting shift at work today. I played Hearthstone a little bit, then went to work. Now I'm going to play Hearthstone again. Hearthstone to bookend the day. It's probably not going to lead to peak mental health, but here we are. This is kind of like the standard list. So two things about this deck. The number one thing that I would say is that this is not the kind of deck that you really want to play if your goal is to rank up in terms of like just getting a better rank. So it's kind of what you would play if you were just trying to have some fun, at least in my opinion. So the reasons why that it's bad if you're trying to gain ranks, it's not very good into aggressive decks. Like what this deck does is try to cheat out some of these bigger minions. But it's just a little bit too slow against very aggressive decks like Pirate Demon Hunter and Pain Warlock and Weapon Rogue. Even it just doesn't do very well against decks like that. And then it can also be a little bit inconsistent. There's going to be some games where, you know, if the Mystery Egg gave you King Plush, it would be, you know, game defining. But you actually hit a Hollow Hound and it's not anywhere near as good, or certainly a Muckla or a Sasquatch in certain situations. Like you just don't need those cards. So it feels like your deck actually does nothing. So there is that. Not necessarily the greatest. And the fact that it's bad against aggro, like the Miracle Salesman is here in the deck. The tradable is nice to be able to get deeper into your deck. But I wonder if there might be something a little bit better. Sometimes you just need like an extra turn to be able to get to something like a Hollow Hound because you're a little bit too slow. And I was actually thinking about the Messmaker. So when you think about it in terms of being an anti-aggro deck, you know, a lot of Pirate Demon Hunter stuff has just one health. You don't see it very much, but Token Hunter certainly just has a lot of one health stuff. But you don't even necessarily need this to be able to clear the board. Just the heal, sometimes hitting a few minions can buy you one additional turn into the game to be able to get to a bigger heal in the form of Hollow Hound, or maybe a board clear in the form of, you know, a discounted King Plush. So I've actually considered cutting Miracle Salesman for the Messmaker. And then keeping in mind, too, you do have ways to buff this with, you know, the bigger Jormungandr, and then also the Bestial Madness. Could potentially buff this, but I'm going to play the deck as is, and we're going to see how things go here. Hopefully we don't bump into a lot of aggressive stuff. That would certainly be some bad matchups for us.
Sylvanas versus Rexar.
Another Hunter here.
Let the hunt begin.
I will never serve.
Which is interesting. Oh, I was wondering where my deck tracker was. I think I'm going to keep the bird watching here just because this gives us a way to potentially be able to find the egg. And buffing the egg is good. In hand. I think I'm actually just going to coin out the Greedy Partner. It replaces our coin and it gives us, you know, a little bit of initiative on the board.
You fold. I have no time for games.
Unfortunately, I failed to click the end turn button. That's what happens when you're playing Hearthstone after a day of work. See what Mango Bear is up to here. So this is like a situation where, against these, that 3-mana minion I was talking about looks pretty good. And it's another reason why, you know, we just tend to have trouble against aggressive decks, because you don't really have comeback mechanics until we can get to, like, the Hollow Hound. Out of these, I'm just going to get a Hollow Hound in hand. And I think I need to actually just take this trade. Our plan is a little bit more of a late game plan, so perfectly fine to just kind of stall the game out. Once we can get to the point where the Hollow Hound actually comes down, we'll be able to heal up quite a bit. And you can see that our opponent is really going to be coming for us here. I think it's just another bird watching. I mean, turn 4 is going to be the egg turn. Into turn 5 Hollow Hound to be able to recover all the missing health. I guess I'm just going to take the Salesman because it gives me something to put on the board here. I don't want the King Plush in hand.
Any problem?
I would rather draw an egg and get a copy of a King Plush. And the Yelling Yodeler just doesn't do anything. Our opponent playing a little bit of degeneracy here. And unfortunately, this stupid thing is like a sniper. And it's going to also be protected from the Hollow Hound. Just going to get some traps out. I think the freezing trap is fine here. Freezing trap and ice trap. I mean, these just kind of slow down what our opponent's trying to do, and it's going to give us the opportunity to be able to make some plays and get in the game here. We'll likely never see that minion ever again. So our opponent's just desperate to spend some mana. It's also nice having it out of the way. Kind of hoping we don't see another taunt come down. I'd like for the Hollow Hound to be able to remove the 4/5. But they may even just double up the... If they buff it, it's not going to be removed by the Hollow Hound anyway, but that's fine. Okay, so this ended up working out pretty good for us here, that they didn't play another taunt. So we've kind of reset the game starting at 6 mana, and our deck should definitely be better in the late game than our opponent. Might even just get this down for card draw next turn. It likely soaks 7 damage because our opponent doesn't want us to get additional buffs on the weapon. And we just kind of need to draw cards, man. I would really like to be able to draw into an egg.
Magic and magma go hand
It actually just looks like Secret Hunter. And I think I actually just double egg here. Take a trade. Probably should have traded first, but it shouldn't matter all that much. I'm going to get down the other egg. But we should be perfectly fine against Secret Hunter with the amount of healing that we have access to. Nice to see somebody else trying to play something a little bit different to start the season as well, rather than the same old, same old. What is the same old, you ask? Why, it's Reno Druid that somehow has, like, triple ramp. They have the same stuff every single game. Well, that's crazy. Can I get a King Plush going here? I mean, Hollow Hound totally heals us, and it clears quite a bit of this board. Still leaves us 5 mana. There's no lethal here. I would need like a Absorbent Parasite. I still don't think we get enough damage out of this particular Hollow Hound. The Yodeler is nice, though.
Shout it from the mountaintop.
And then we can still play the Hollow Hound. Double King Plush. We're just never dying here. Whatever our opponent does likely is going to get returned to their hand. King Plush 2 turns in a row, and then we're going to have double Plush in the Stranglethorn Heart. So we're basically just kind of riding this game out until our opponent realizes that they just never kill us. Right now, 2 Hollow Hounds in this. They may even trade for an egg here just because they're afraid of the second Yodeler. And they go all face. And the play is just King Plush. Plus what? Unfortunately, these end up going back into the deck. I don't want to trade the Stranglethorn Heart. I might have to play it just to be able to get the healing off of the Hollow Hounds.
Victory is in my grasp.
Actually, I think I'm just going to weave in the hero power here. Assuming this dies, that's going to be King Plush and 2 Hollow Hounds. Our opponent's basically out of cards. Mystery Egg again. How are we dying? We die over 2 turns to the weapon? But I think at this point I can actually just jam the Mukla and try to set up lethal for the following turn.
Let none survive.
Sasquatch would be an additional King Plush. That still leaves this in the way, though. We can just play the Plush here.
Vengeance is near.
But I think I would rather save it for a future turn.
My hand is too full.
Hopefully our opponent doesn't run like a Leroy Jenkins here, but even if they do, they don't. They're not able to buff it enough to be able to kill us. I think we're just perfectly fine. That's not good.
Well fought.
Close! We actually healed quite a bit this game. That's what I'm saying, that the deck is bad into aggro. In this particular game, we had just enough time to be able to get to, like, Hollow Hounds for healing. But if we had never hit the Hollow Hound, then we'd likely just lose that game. Because without the healing, we were just dead. So if we hit King Plush even and clear their board, we still would have just died at some point. Here's the Druid match I was talking about.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
It's the same thing, like, every time. It's going to be ramp, into Summer Child, into ramp. We got a good hand, though. Still kind of need this to die, and I don't like having the King Plush in hand. King Plush... Maybe I even save the coin, because I might need this on turn 8. I feel like we're just really bad in the Druid in general. A lot of decks are, though. And even Mukla, like you play Mukla and it's a big minion, they don't have minions on the board to be able to buff, but they potentially play like a free Fi and you're in trouble. But sometimes you can actually get like a sneaky lethal with like Hollowhound, Jormungandr, and just 1 or 2 parasites, and it ends up being pretty good. I feel like our opponent's going to be doing something soon, so I'm going to go ahead and get an egg down here. They play a minion, we get the trade. So we do get to trade this off and get a minion out of it. We'll see what we get. Hollowhound, it's a 4/4. Gonna do this, and again, this is a game I think that I'm just gonna hang on to, the Stranglethorn Heart. I don't want to trade it away because I may need it to get a board here at some point soonish, depending on how our opponent develops their plays.
We all exist
And see,
in harmony.
and this is every single game that this happens. It's the same every time. Ramp, Summer Child, they've now drawn Reno, Yogg, and everything else they could possibly want. I'll be able to play Plush on 7. I don't know what their plan is, though. They use the Innervate.
After all I've done.
Reno is what I was expecting. I guess they just wanted to get this down. Parasite. Now we're starting to cook a little bit. Maybe I do just want to trade this, because I need other stuff out of my deck now.
Job done.
This is exactly what I was thinking of. So we can get the Hollowhound to 12. Unfortunately, our opponent's probably not going to have like a lot of stuff on the board. Small in size. I would love to see like some more of this type of thing. I can even like double trade. Play the plush, push 8 face. And try to set up for
5 more minutes.
being able to secure a kill with the Hollowhound. Would love to be able to hit the other absorbent parasite. Alright, so it doesn't do anything about the non-attack, but it does get rid of the rest of this stuff. I don't know if it actually... So it does not remove the dormant minion. But that's actually good for us, because this is putting a 3/5 on the board that's going to give us something to be able to punch into with, like, the big Hollowhound. Could even just Sasquatch here for another charger.
Stay alert, my children. Danger waits.
Probably the turn that this wakes up is going to be the turn that I'm going to look to. That I'm going to look to kill. Although, like, this is becoming an issue.
What's your dream destination?
I think the taunt's going to appear right here. Okay. It's a 5/4. That's gonna wake up. I need to not die is kind of the issue that I'm having here. And I can't do anything about this. There's the other parasite, so I think I just make a play to not die. Opponent positioning here is going to be not super relevant because I can just play the Mucklas to be able to remove a minion so that I can get a sweet hit for tons of damage out of the Hollow Hound. How much armor do they gain? They might not gain any. 14, 19, 21. So if I hit right here, it's just lethal. And it doesn't look like we're dying, so I think we should be fine. Even if they go to 30, we still kill them, right? 16. Yeah, even at 30, they're still just dead. I can go double Muckla, but do I have enough mana if that's the case? Let's see, 21, that would be 17 and 11. That leaves me a little bit off. If I double Muckla, that's 12, 14. Hit here, that's 9, 16.
Shoot.
I'm actually not killing them here because I'm off by 1 mana. But it's a full heal. So I think I have to do it.
Now.
A lot of damage done here, but unfortunately, that elemental cluster
I will make room in my hand.
may have actually just won him the game, unfortunately. I do have tracking, but if they play like an ENR, which they should have, or they're going to draw into it because they never miss, probably not going to be able to deal that much damage to him again. This is largely irrelevant. I guess they need to dump their hand, but they can spend the bananas and still have plenty of mana to draw here, so I'm expecting shenanigans to cost me the game. Although, it's going to be a really good Sasquatch here, depending on what happens.
Ropes burning again.
Reno likely wins him the game. Even like Sasquatch with a Jormungandr might be enough.
Fill the skies with a cascade of sparkles. What's your dream destination?
Oh. 12, 14. Yeah, we actually just top deck the lethal. The easiest way to win. Don't even need Muckla to be able to punch the face here. Nice. So somehow we found like the only person in the world that did not draw like Yogg, ENR, drew their entire deck but missed all the power cards somehow. Crazy. But I like it.
Rexar versus the Lich King!
I think you always keep the mystery egg.
The hunt begin.
Death Knight feels like a matchup that you could potentially be a little bit slow against as well.
One dose solves any problem.
Although Death Knight is not as fast as like a Pirate Demon Hunter or a Pain Warlock, so maybe we're just actually not worried about it. They coined this. They probably assume that I'm some type of an aggressive hunter. Speaking of coin, I probably just coined the mystery egg. I'm assuming they don't attack it, but I can play the mini the following turn. Start to get something out of the out of things value-wise. I kind of like having one Hollow Hound in hand as well. Yeah, so I'm going to coin the egg and then just do the Bestial Madness the following turn. I'm going to go ahead and bump into this. I feel like early on I don't really need to put damage face. We're going to have the potential for plenty of damage later. Thanks to the Jormungandr and potential multiple plushes. It's really about just staying safe and making sure that we don't die. That kind of makes me think it's a Reno deck. Yeah, they kill the egg. Fast walk. Not the best. Start with the trade. Birdwatch, I definitely don't want King Plush. I guess I can take... I guess I'll take the Titan. Although it's not great. They're going to make this trade too, I'm sure. They don't want to... based on the way they traded for the first egg, they really just don't want us getting value out of a Yodeler. So I would be really surprised if they didn't make that trade. Hollow Hound and Parasite is fine. Bit of an awkward turn. There's not a whole lot to do here. I don't have to play the Madness right now, so it's going to get down some secrets here. Ice Trap is fine. They may even want to... it forces them to test before they can just play the Frosty Decor. And I'll take the Hidden Meaning. It can give us a little something on the board. Against Death Knight, it's pretty likely they're going to have a wide board of small minions. So once I draw the bigger Jormungandr and, you know, start to get some higher damage on the Hollow Hound, it should be kind of like an OTK. Sad to see that, though. Who starts a brand new season of Hearthstone and says, I'm going to level as slow as I possibly can by playing Blood Death Knight? I'm going to level in the absolute most boring way that I can. Might actually need to Madness here, because essentially I have to Hollow Hound soon to top back off. I mean, that's 7. They shouldn't be doing a lot here. In terms of damage. Freezing Trap doesn't do a whole lot. They probably play around Ice Trap for the rest of the game. But if it ever does come down, the 6/6 will be really nice for us here. Our opponent shouldn't really have a lot of damage to be able to kill us at any point ever, considering it's a blood DK. So we'll be able to heal up pretty nicely. And this is basically a board clear against what they have now. It's just unfortunate that I don't already have lethal 10, 16, and 6, 22, but they're at 40. So if I'm going to win like this, I'm either going to have to get more buffs, or I'm just going to have to be patient.
I have but little time.
My opponent's ropes checking for Ice Trap. They actually just play a Threads.
The future is clear. Your demise be near.
Mukla, you say? I do think I kind of want to heal up here. Probably with the expensive Hollow Hound. Get here first. And then that allows me the board clear. I'm going to start with the tracking. I'm going to start working towards setting up the long-term lethal.
Predictable.
It also assumes that the opponent actually puts stuff on the board. I still need quite a bit of damage. Maybe the 5-attack weapon to help soften him up is the way to go here. Actually, I could even go... Yeah, I guess they forgot that they had already tested for the thing. Yeah, I want to be killing them when they play their
The snake in your boot.
Razzler. So I think I can just do this in hero power, and then the following turn I can even Sasquatch to get a bigger weapon.
I have but little time.
So I'll be able to push 11. Bird watching? Being able to hit the second parasite would be good. I think I value that more than the hero power here. Parasite doesn't happen. Maybe it's just King Plush at this point.
None can stand against Tainted. Our adversaries will go our way.
So we do know that they're playing the Rustrot Viper. I've already seen it when they traded it away earlier in the game. Hopefully they just haven't drawn it again. But if they do play it, they're kind of not doing anything else. I can even, well... actually totally fine. Frosty Decor. Are they dead? That's 4, 8, 10. Would be 12. They are nowhere close to dead. What if I just plush here and push the damage? Get rid of these guys, push a ton of damage. Make their deck worse for the top decks, potentially. If they play Razzle Dazzler at this point, surely they're just dead. But we'll have to see what they hit off of it. If that's even the play. I mean, they could play Yogg and steal the plush. But if they do, they're actually just dead to the Sasquatch.
of life.
So I think I just Sasquatch here to replay the plush, push the damage face, put an extra plush into the Stranglethorn for whenever I draw that. That's even more damage. I'm liking it. Too bad the battle cry doesn't go off. I make the play like this. I'm not going to just give them the bananas because they could buff. I'm assuming they're going to play the Unholy to get the taunts. I need them to put out other minions beside those. Be able to get the damage off the Hollow Hound. But the Hound damage is up to 12 now. That's unfortunate. Would have been nice if they had pulled the Mukla, so I kind of need to draw like the second Parasite now. But it could even be just being able to push through with the damage on the board.
Frost, mark of the bitter.
Is there going to be damage on the board? That's tough, man. That's 8. It's like damage neutral. And now I'm left with like really bad turns, man. The stupid Dirty Rat. If it hits the Mukla, we just win, but I don't actually have enough damage to be able to kill them now. And if I Mukla, I mean, they only get 2 bananas. Maybe it's actually just the play here. Not a whole lot of good stuff left in the deck here. I mean, basically it's all worthless except for Stranglethorn Heart. And they get the Ziliax down. I think we're just out of the game. So, unfortunately, the Dirty Rat there. They had a 2 out of 3 chance to hit a minion that prevents us from being able to kill him. Unfortunate that they even have that card in their deck. I wonder how many times they play it and it just blows up in their face.
Sylvanas versus Thrall.
Versus Shaman.
Fight for the glory of the Horde.
I will never serve.
I kind of like keeping the madness, to be honest. But not without having an egg in hand. I think egg is far and away the most important card in the deck. We have one, and now we can search for ways to be able to buff the egg, like madness, or even potentially like a bird watching, I think is perfectly fine to take off the tracking. It's just nice to be able to get this down and not have to wait 2 turns before you can actually get the value out of it. I think the Parasite. That's kind of like a longer term take, though. Maybe it was better to just go ahead and get the second egg in hand. Pop up. That's an interesting play. I guess they want to get the nature spell into their Dazzler. But I'm not sure how correct that is. It does protect this now, though. But on the plus side, I mean, I've got Mystery Egg, and then whether they kill it or not, the following turn I'm going to have the ability to be able to yodel on it. Because I can play like the Mini and the Yodeler. So I should be getting a lot of value here. Hopefully I don't lose to like a Wave of Nostalgia on 5. I don't know if that anybody plays Wave of Nostalgia anymore, but at the beginning of the season, I feel like I'm on the lookout for any possible shenanigans. Anything possible. Could even just be Reno here, but man, things are getting serious.
Shout it from the mountaintop!
So the Hollow Hound is really nice, man. Hollow Hound with a Parasite, and this, it's already... feels like it's starting to get a lot of damage. Sasquatch. I likely have to make this play next turn anyway, just because I'm going to need the healing. Unfortunately, the cookie is well protected, and I actually just can't get to it thanks to the taunt. I'd like to have a King Plush to just reset the board. Because also, like, next turn, I'm potentially just dead to a... potentially just dead to Thrall's Gift with a Bloodlust. So maybe I need to look for an explosive trap. Then I'm only taking like 8 damage. I think that makes the most sense. I think the Rat Trap. Shaman tends to play a lot of cards. And I actually miss... Ice Trap means that I'm not dying to Bloodlust this turn, and they're actually board locked here as well. They'll be at 36. That's 10. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make a Hollow Hound play here because I'm almost dead. Even though it's not killing them. Although I'm gonna have Sasquatch. This is just a lot of damage, and they kind of don't have a lot of healing either. Horn is fine. I shouldn't be dying. Guess it depends on exactly what they have to be able to buff their weapon attack.
Impressed by my luxury display?
Also depends on like what the Jormungandr lands on as far as the Sasquatch. Nice. Also nice.
There's little time.
Well, they healed to 16, huh?
Great for the seas.
That's good for me. Taking 3 damage, also good for Lulu. Alright, Sasquatch, don't do me dirty here. Oh, it's another Hollow Hound. They're just dead, right? 10. Hit here. That's 6, 11, plus 9. Oh, I don't have the mana. What am I talking about? So I do have to Sasquatch.
Victory is in my grasp.
Or what is... let's see. 11, 15, 17, and a hero power. That's dead, right? How's my math on that? 11?
Let none survive.
That's 15, 17. 13 goes face, and then a hero power.
I have no time for games.
Easy! It feels like, against decks that have a slower win condition, it feels like this happens quite a bit. You just kind of get there. But the more aggressive decks, they just put you on the ropes too early, and like the Hollow Hounds come a little bit too late. Even with the egg, you're looking at like turn 5, turn 6. And sometimes if you just miss on the Hollow Hound and hit the like the King Plush, you clear the board, but at that point, you're so low health without the healing, you just die anyway. It's an interesting deck. It's probably only like 1 or 2 cards from being decent. I guess you could say it's decent now, but it's just inconsistent depending on which of these big minions your egg hits.
Illyria versus Leona.
And then again with the weak early game.
Will devour everything and everyone. Cower before death's keeper.
We keep nothing. Looks like we're back into the absolute degeneracy that's known as the Druid class. It's probably Reno Druid. They probably have double ramp, Summer Child, into Reno, ENR, Yogg. That's going to be my prediction for this game. Easy egg. It's nice having the egg buffed as well. That way you don't have to wait on your opponent. There's ramp number 1. So far the prediction is looking pretty good. Not just going to play a Parasite onto the board here. There's ramp number 2. Keeping in mind, this is likely Reno Druid. We're going to get a lot of value here, though. Even if this dies, I probably still just mini and do this. Hey, there's ramp number 3. I still think it's probably Reno Druid.
Shout it from the mountains.
I'd end up overdrawing here. King Plush is good. Just play for tempo. Now they Reno and this just goes away, right? Or ENR restore mana Reno. Absolute degeneracy. So the overdraw is not that big a deal.
My hand is full.
Not that big a deal. And I guess it's actually not Reno, so that's interesting. In which case, I'm wondering if I actually just take the, this guy. Kind of forces him, it doesn't force him to swipe. Maybe it's just Mukla. It causes him to overdraw. Which isn't a big deal, but having a 10-10 on the board is kind of a big deal. I think I like it. What are they doing to
Stay
remove
alert,
it?
my children. Danger waits.
Stop and Smell the flowers.
Yeah, so I think I just king plush here. That's unfortunate that the king plush no longer removes the this guy. But I could actually just Sasquatch here. Sasquatch and trade this way. Double trade with these guys. Like, they're low on cards. I think it keeps up like a decent amount of pressure here as well.
Who to shoot?
Kind of forces our opponent to have to do something. Just when you think the Druid is out of cards, though, something happens. Hound. It's not Reno, right? We did see a double. Yoggers.
Hope is an illusion.
Why does it hit my minion? But at least they discarded the card draw. I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. Ooh. I like it. I can even just play one of these Hollow Hounds. Gonna take the damage. And get down a Hollow Hound. Glad to see that the Yogg is gone. And they also discarded their card draw. Usually as soon as Druid is out of cards, they just draw a ton of cards and it's like nothing ever happened. Drawing a spell isn't super impactful here. I'm more concerned about their minions than their spells. Also, that's like a lot of damage, I think. They're gonna swipe. Oh, and they're gonna take the damage here. So is it lethal? That's 3, 6, 8. Kinda looking like lethal to me.
Face your end.
Easy! I can't remember the last time I saw a Druid actually run out of cards, man. Such a degenerate class. Like, unlimited ramp, unlimited mana. Card draw whenever they want it. And for some reason, like, Reno, Yogg whenever they want it. That might have actually been my luckiest game of the season right here on the first day. Not doing too bad with the deck, though.
Versus Thrall.
We're winning more than we're losing, which is always nice.
Let the hunt begin.
I think keeping bird watching is fine. Decent chance that we're able to hit an egg. We actually have an egg in hand, so that's fine. Probably coin it out on 3. A lot of times your opponent just trades for it because they don't want you to get the value out of the Yodeler. And then on turn 5, if nothing else, you have the mini plus the Yodeler, so that makes it easier to get value. It's just a little bit slow. I mean, if you Yodel on turn 5, it's turn 6 before you can actually start to play any of your big beasts. But I don't think we're going to be under a lot of pressure in this Shaman matchup. Depends on what deck they're playing, I guess. So the question here is, these are all kind of bad. I don't want any of this. The question is, what do I want to get out of my deck so that I don't get it off of the egg? And I think it's the Sasquatch. Like, multiple Sasquatch is only going to be good if I've played, like, other big stuff first. And, like, cheap Mucklas are going to always be good, so I'm going to take the Sasquatch here. Coin the egg on 3, and then we'll see what happens as far as turn 4. It's kind of looking like Cliff Dive. So we'll see what they do here. I think they probably want to play Hagatha, assuming it is Cliff Dive. In which case, I will be able to freely yodel. Some potential of an overdraw, but it's not that big a deal with this deck, as long as we're getting value out of the eggs. There's only a couple of things where the overdraw would actually be... have a massive impact on the game. Like, I wouldn't want to overdraw Plush or Stranglethorn Heart. But typically overdraws aren't that big a deal. Here's the Hagatha. It may have like a pop-up book. To be able to like trade and remove this, but that's fine. Pop-up book actually works against the Shaman in this matchup just because of the like the Hollow Hounds Jormungandr nonsense. They put out 2 1-health minions. And a lot of times they just take a ton of damage off of it. Probably the concern is going to be the Razzle Dazzlers and how big they are.
Shout it from the mountaintop.
How lucky we are. Muckla and a Hollow Hound. Muckla can be good, you just have to be careful. I mean, their hand is pretty full, so they're not going to be getting a lot of bananas anyway, but even any bananas at all can be bad against the Cliff Dive Shaman because of the Walking Mountains. I guess they're basically just like a full heal anyway, but if a Walking Mountain never sticks on the board and gets to hit you in the face, you basically just die, especially if they have bananas to be able to buff it. ETC... I know there's a Viper in there. Stomper and Hearthstone Brew. Absolute degeneracy. You could probably, like, cut this. Frosty Decor. They wrote this play, by the way. Evil Seum? Evil Seum. It's like the Colosseum of evil, I guess. Kind of low on health, too, and just dead to a Thrall's Gift. I mean, the damage is really adding up. I might have to Hollow Hound here just to get some health, but they've done a good job spacing their minions as well. Like, the heal isn't even that good here. Just take a Parasite, I guess, to attach to the Hollow Hound. Just try to stay safe here. They may actually even just, like, Cliff Dive. Or if they had the second Frosty, I think you just play the other Slime here. Also have to keep in mind that the Clifftop Shaman does have the weapon and the Skirt Death as well. I mean, this is already just a lot of damage. I took 13 damage that turn and they removed my lifesteal minion. Could even just be dead next turn. Unfortunate, but there's not a whole lot that we can do about it.
None can stand against Take's Our adversaries will know ours.
I'd say overall that other than roping the slime, it was a pretty well played game by the opponents here. Yeah. Actually dead. Our opponent doesn't realize that they have lethal, though. They're still playing cards before they realize that I'm actually dead. It's a little bit sad, but you see that happen quite a bit. If you don't know how to count damage, you should definitely have the damage being counted for you by the deck tracker. That'll help you win more games. So that was a perfect example of a game where this deck is, sometimes it can be just a little bit too slow, and it's really dependent on the minions that you get off of your eggs. Like if I had gotten a king plush and cleared the board before I had taken a lot of that damage, I think the game starts to look different.
Sylvanas versus Ragnaros.
By fire be purged.
I will never serve.
I think I just like keeping the madness. I mean, I don't want double. But I can play this on 2 to get a coin, 3. Hopefully have an egg on 4, that would be nice. This is exactly what happened last game, location on 1. Opponent has the non-$60 Ragnaros skin. Smart opponent.
Burns away.
Man, when I realized that that Ragnaros skin was $60, I was like, you have to be kidding me. I've never heard of a skin being that expensive. And a Hearthstone skin at that.
I raise, you fold.
Dear Hearthstone, I would like to top deck a mystery egg, either next turn or the turn after. Love Uncorrupt.
Perfect for the singers.
Jukebox Totem.
Reporting for duty.
Interesting. I might have to actually coin a Hollow Hound here. Some point.
One dose solves any problem.
This is really interesting. I think I trade for the 4-1 because I don't just want to take a bunch of damage face. Part of me wants to hit here.
All in.
Let's do it. Nice board, by the way. Man, imagine if this was that 3-mana minion I was talking about. The 1/3 that when it dies, deals 1 damage to every enemy. Like, we heal and we clear their entire board. It's insane, man. And I would love to have an egg. But again, I mean, if this is like a wave of nostalgia, or if they have the Thrall's Gift for the Bloodlust on turn 6, I mean, we're essentially going to be in sad shape here. No egg, no egg. Guess I have to take the Hollow Hound here. Go ahead and play the second Madness. So, I mean, I'm probably going to have to play this next turn, just coin it out. Hit here and clear these. So weird. I mean, if they have, on turn 5, if they have Wave of Nostalgia, even if I remove 3 minions, they probably still just win on the spot.
It's only good for smashing!
Unless I absolutely high roll what would be my 1 minion. The only good thing is I'll be at full health, but that is the only good thing. The one positive about this, it's only going to be turn 5. And I'll be able to trade it off next turn. If they don't kill it themselves. I think I actually just egg here. I take a trade and egg. Unless they hard run Bloodlust, but I don't think anybody's hard running Bloodlust. That's really unfortunate. So now all I can get is Mukla and Sasquatch. The trade blew up in my face. Imagine if I got this off of here. Clear the board, push face. They've already used both books, so likely they get punched 2 turns in a row. The Mukla. They play Sea Giant. That's crazy, man. Oh, I don't even have to use the coin. I guess I just have to do this. Mukla's just so risky with my opponent having a board here as well. Plus they get a lot of bananas in hand. That's really good, I think. It's also immune to the Mukla. I don't think I beat this now. So they actually are playing Evolve Shaman, but they don't have the Wave of Nostalgia. Is there any way to stall the game? Just dead soon. 12, 14, but I have to have 10 mana to be able to do it.
Vengeance is near.
That would be 9. 16, 20. But again, I'm dead to...
Victory is in my grasp.
None can stand against Tesseract.
Probably have to King Flush next turn, but it doesn't do anything with these guys is a bit of an issue. Yeah, this isn't looking good. I think they can probably just shove all damage face if I'm not already dead. King Plush doesn't do anything here, and even the Hollow Hound doesn't do anything here because of the Reborn effects. It's looking like a tough game. I don't even get anything good off of this. Another Mukla. Set myself up to die. Yeah, I'm just dead here.
Now shapes life as we know it. Time burns away.
Guess I can Hollow Hound to heal. I can swing here.
The pirates like this, not for me.
Has charge. That's great. And I'm still just dead at any point to a lot of different stuff. Let's see, 12, 17, 19, that's 14. 19, it's just not enough.
Victory is in my grasp.
Flush isn't doing it here either. Do I have to Parasite? I guess I don't have to. And it's basically a full heal.
Victory is in my grasp.
I will drain you.
Draw a card. I actually had the Hollow Hound hit here. Shut down their
No
card
time
draw.
for games.
I guess I need to remove as much damage as I can. So, I mean, I can do this. Get the Hollow Hounds back. I might still be looking at like a Jormungandr play with the...
Your judgment has come!
Is it lethal? I think it is. That looks like lethal to me. Unfortunate, man. It was just a matter of time until they drew it, though. I was just never able to clear the board. The stupid evolve into the 8/5 Reborns. There's just no way for this deck to deal with that. And like the 8/5 is kind of at a sweet spot for not being able to remove it with the King Plush. I guess if you bird watching King Plush, it can be at more than 8. But you have to play Madness and Birdwatch it. Get at the buff.
Sylvanas versus Malfurion.
I must protect the wild.
I will never.
Definitely don't want
serve.
double egg, but I'm glad to have one in hand. Also a Yodeler. I feel like this is one of the best targets for bird watching, other than egg. Although it's interesting, I already have an egg in hand, so I don't feel like I have to have second egg. Next best, I think, is the Hollow Hound, just because of like the combo potential to be able to kill your opponent with the bigger Jormungandr.
You're merely a pawn for the puppet master.
One dose solves any problem.
That's crazy. Is this where they do the taking to the skies? They're gonna get so much value off of this, man. And if they're hitting like Yogg and Marin, it's probably already a loss. Maybe you just run this in Reno. Coin, Innervate, Oaken Summons into Dorian. What is it? It's a 1-mana Yogg. Are you kidding me right now? Well, they actually didn't even get good stuff, but... The spell destroys any minions. Summon them. They could swipe this, but I don't know that they have any beasts in their deck. Still, look at this board. Like, I'm going to have to do something soon, or I'm just going to die to their board.
You serve me now.
they trade for it, I'm just going to have to yodel the mini.
Shout it from the mountaintop.
Alright, the king plush is pretty good here. I'll be able to clear their board. I wonder what they're doing. If it's Marin, I actually don't clear the board.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
And it is Marin. I'm glad they're trading, though. Greedy partner. Probably don't want to take that. I know they have the Yogg at 9 mana. Let's see what I get off of this. Another plush. I feel like I have to trade here. I don't want to take that damage, and then if they do the card draw, who knows what they hit. They might have another huge board. I do have this, but it's only at 6 attack. So like a Madness top deck would be really good here, I think. Trail mix. So that could be... Gonna put him on 10 mana. It could be Reno, it could be ENR. I mean, they're gonna have Yogg, so if I play a Mukla, they're just gonna Yogg.
Let none survive.
None can
I'm just gonna weapon up here. And punch him in the face, strip off that armor. Yogg stealing this would be, like, really bad for me. I mean, they could even have, assuming it's Reno, they could even have, like, ENR Restore Mana Reno. Then they have, like, a guaranteed ENR for the following turn. 5/5. The Reno effect.
Picture the adventure of a lifetime.
All of which is bad news. Hearthstone bugging out on me. I mean, the ENR is bad news, but the King Plush can remove everything except the Golden Cobalt. I think it's a 6/6, so I have to trade the plush into it, which isn't good. That's if I actually get to take a turn here. It looks like I'm going to have to restart Hearthstone.
Time waits
Oh.
for no one.
Back. At least I think we're back. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I wish it was something else. I'm also going to put Dungar back in their deck, which isn't a great feeling with the plush here. Gosh. I am now in the process of missing my turn. But I guess I just have to plush here. Actually, it's this
formation champions.
plush. That guy goes back into my deck. Take the trade. Hit. They do still have the Yogg, which is unfortunate.
I have no time for games.
I race, you fold.
Not super happy with that turn either.
I bestow these gifts upon the world.
They top deck the ENR. That's great. Ziliax in hand. Also great. And I am fresh out of plushies. The top deck was insane. This isn't even all that good.
Vengeance is near.
That's not great either. Stupid Ziliax being in the way is not good. And having this on the board isn't good either. There's just not a whole lot I can do about it. The 12 hit here, that's only 7. So I have to swing here. That sticks. This is all just really sad. I guess any type of draw is going to be good. And the rat trap, they're likely going to set it off.
I have no time for games. I will drain you.
I missed the hero power. The good news is I've got Sasquatch to be able to get the 10/10s back next turn, and the bananas aren't doing anything with this on the board, so a slightly botched turn. Also prevented a top deck, but their top deck was bad anyway. Alright, I like the tracking. Rat Trap probably procs at some point.
Is an illusion!
Wait, what? Why does it hit my minion? Yogg is supposed to blow up in their face.
The magic of life.
I feel like that was a weird choice. Alright, I'm gonna start with the tracking.
The moment is upon us.
I think I want the bird watching here. And I'd like to get the king plush off of this, I think. What? Hidden meaning and a freezing trap. Well, this play isn't like super great. They're going to be able to clear my board just with the Yogg, but they may actually clear their own board with the Yogg as well. Why is their Yogg, like, benefiting them? When I play Yogg, like, it clears my own board and stuff.
The beauty of nature.
Man, this is,
The future
it's
is
kind of crazy.
your demise.
The freezing trap was nice, I guess. Madness. I probably have to Hollow Hound. I need to remove, like, all of this. And the one Madness isn't good enough. Start with a trade. Second Jormungandr. So if I go like here, hit, and then I can just Hollow Hound hit here. It doesn't remove this, but it does remove both of these
Vengeance
guys.
is near.
Another Parasite's not super great. Oh, I just messed up my turn. Eh.
Predictable.
Not messed up, but I can't do what I was hoping to be able to do.
My hand is too full.
I mean, the fact that this is down to 2 health can potentially be really good. Kinda need to get, or I would like to be able to get this down. Not enough damage here. Ooh, that increases the damage really significantly. And I kind of need like a king plush top deck. For the king plush tracking.
The moment is upon us.
Can't be serious with this, man. Like, I can't even kill this. I need a king plush, like, yesterday. Or a Stranglethorn Heart, even. There's plush, but I don't have the mana for it. So I'm gonna have to play this, I guess? And even then, it's a little bit dodgy. I do still have a Mukla in deck. As well.
Let none survive.
I have no time for games.
What if I punch him in the face here? I've got plush next turn. I don't need to not die and kill him at the same time. He is going to get 2 extra 6/7s. If he's able to get them both to punch face, I'm dead. Like, if he can clear this... Does he have both swipes? 2 swipes and I just dead. Looks like only 1 swipe. Only 11 cards left in the deck. If I can hit a Mukla, I think I just kill him. 12.
Time waits for no one.
Maybe I'm just dead anyway. 21. Just dead anyway. Bad. Always with the roping, man. You got like no cards in hand. You're in a dominant position. And it takes them an entire turn to realize that if they play 2 cards, they win. Well, as I said when I started the stream, this isn't the kind of deck that you play if you want to climb. It's the kind of deck you play if you think it's fun.
Sylvanas versus Jaina.
This is me.
You asked for it.
The penalty for treason is death.
I keep the bird watching. Madness is probably not a keep. It's just so good it feels like when you are able to play it. Might even just jam this on 2 to start using it. And bird watch on 3.
One dose solves
We take the board
any
even though
problem.
this is going to give our opponent a coin at some point. But if they play like the gold panner, well, maybe it's not the maybe it's not the thing.
Just use more.
I'm gonna get this out so I can start to cheat mana. Cheating mana is really strong in Hearthstones. Why would you ping this? Like, they missed a damage face. None of that was really all that good. Yodeler but no egg, that's a classic. Probably just forge this and look for an ice trap. That as well. I like the rat trap. They ever have to play a lot of coins in a single turn, it'll go off. And even if the 6/6 just absorbs like 2 water elementals, that can be good. Probably need to rush that down to the 5/2. I don't like it, but I also don't want my opponent to continue to draw. Ooh, got a plush next turn. Kinda don't like it though. I hope my opponent takes 6 damage here, but I doubt they do when they can just ping it off.
Just a portal away from paradise.
Ooh, they do take 6. That's interesting. So I need to hold the king plush then and wait for the tsunami. Assuming it is a tsunami. The problem is I don't really have anything to do this turn. I mean, I can make him a 13 attack plush. Probably not good enough, though. I mean, on turn 9, this does a ton of damage.
One dose solves any problem.
I don't understand what's going on here. Like, why did they not play the spell last turn? Oh, maybe they messed up and didn't actually have a good spell. Is this? Alright, I guess I just do it. This is fine. I mean, they overall still take 1 damage here. Man, everything I'm doing is so slow this game.
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
If they can't do anything about the plush and get hit with it again... Okay. Why did they wait so long to play the tsunami, I wonder? Ooh. I don't die, right? How much damage do we have? Let's see, on turn 9, 4, 10, 12, 6, 6, and 6. So, like, I can just do this and trade and hero power?
Victory is in my grasp.
Just to make sure that I don't die. So they would have... That's an issue. But I lose my win condition to remove it. If they have, like, Con Man and then another big spell, though, I just lose. But I think it's the chance that I have to take. Because it's going to be the only way that I am winning this game. I mean, I don't even need the damage face. I think I trade here. Saving that 3 damage might be what saves me the game. As long as there's not a taunt minion, I win. Oh, I just died to the... Man, they had a free orb. That's crazy, dude. Why was it free? They already played a... They played 2 free tsunamis with the Caligos, and the orb was what they got for free off of the, So Portalmancer made the orb free, and then the Caligos made 2 tsunamis free. Man, that's tough. I guess I needed to hold the King plush, but it almost didn't even matter. Plus, if I didn't plush the turn that I did, I just was basically doing nothing.
Illyria versus Rexar.
Unfortunate game.
On instinct.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
Terrible hand. Absolute degenerate hand. I guess I take the Parrot Sanctuary. I'll put it down on 2 and just start using it to be able to cheat out some mana, but it's not good. It's like I'm playing against Secret Hunter. They can do a lot of damage, so I'm going to need some Hollow Hound healing this game. And I kind of need to be aware of Hidden Meaning. I don't want to give them too many minions too soon. Need to give myself as many turns as possible. Alright, I like it. I'll just play this next turn. If they get the Hidden Meaning minion, I think it's going to be fine, because I'm going to hit something really good. This is just where the inconsistency of the deck comes in. Like, if I hit King Plush here... Oh, I died? But how did I die? So I pretty much have to hit Explosive Trap, Freezing Trap in that order. Actually, it doesn't matter, because that's a Hidden Meaning. And they'll be able to, I miss it anyway. I got him backwards. He'd just be dead here. There's the Hidden Meaning. I die to this thing.
Masterful. I can see.
But that was a fun game of Hearthstone.
Thank you.
All you have to do is play the Ziliax. It's interesting that they're playing that version. I wonder what else was in their deck. Because for that to be good, you have to get it early in the game, right? If you get it later, you're better off with a different version of Ziliax.
Sylvanas versus Garrosh.
So this looks like a bad matchup.
The penalty for treason is death.
Feels like we're kind of reaching the limits of what this deck is capable of. You have to do the thing on turn 4 or turn 3 with the coin.
Let me hear you make some noise!
How good it is totally dependent on what you get out of your deck. I think this is just a loss, man. Like, this is Odin Warrior. They never die. Not against this deck. Yeah, let me save myself the trouble. But in order to win with this thing, with this deck, you have to do the egg thing. Sometimes you have to get lucky with what minion you hit off of it. And if you just don't draw eggs, then your deck becomes like an extremely late game deck. Plus you're also vulnerable to aggro.
Rexar versus Thrall.
Sing, dance, rap. We got the triple threat here.
Hunt begin.
I like keeping bird watching. I still don't know if it's correct. Egg on 3 is nice. If it sticks, we yodel on 4. If they kill it, then we just yodel on 5 with the mini. Hopefully, we're not dying. I don't even think I need to bird watch at the moment. I would rather get on the board. Hey Elena, love to see you playing. Can you play Priest next? Priest is kind of not my thing right now. I found a Priest class to be probably just a little bit boring currently. It's like we're playing Reno Shaman, speaking of boring. But we get to do the thing.
Shout it from the mountaintop.
I potentially overdraw here. Not sure how big of a deal that is with this deck.
I wonder.
I'm gonna save myself from the overdraw. Gonna go second Parasite. I'll probably just plush to get this stuff off the board. I don't really like giving them another Zephyrus, but putting all this other stuff back in their deck is perfectly fine. So they've got potential for some really bad draws here. I mean, they're already playing Reno Shaman, so they have a lot of potential for bad draws anyway. And this is probably a good candidate for a game where I win with just like a Hollow Hound style of play. I do need to find a Jormungandr here, though. Bird watching. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. Like, I've already got both eggs and... Well, if I draw the other Hollow Hounds, like, buffing all the Hollow Hounds I have is pretty good. Probably even just play one to clear this. See what we hit. I like it. It's gonna hero power. So pretty much all I need is to find a bigger Jormungandr, and
Relaxation for all, and all thanks.
we're probably just killing him. And Stranglethorn. There's the card. The card.
None can stand against Takeover. Our adversaries will
Just going face here. There's still some potential that, like, if they draw Reno or something, they may find a way to be able to get back in the game, but I feel like we're just pressing them out of the game. Depends on what... they need to play a card before they even do the card draw thing. But also, I mean, I put cards back into their deck that they really don't want to draw. Alright, I like this being on the board because it's only got 2 health. Plus they need to get rid of this. Now that has only 1 health. Oh yeah, they messed up the positioning here. Oh, they really... I guess that's the same as having this. So I'll get to go face for 5. That's 5, 11, 13. 5, 9, and 12. I think they're just dead. I'm not counting again. Looks like they died since I can't actually click face here. But I think it does the damage first and then the armor. Oh, they're way dead. But even if they were exactly 0 or less, the fact that they gain armor is irrelevant. They just dead. The Zephyrus play was interesting. Maybe they just needed to play Zephyrus to spend mana, but you put 2 cards in your hand that you have like no use for. At least not at that particular point.
Versus Illidan.
This should just be like a guaranteed loss. I don't think there's anything this deck does that beats Pirate Demon Hunter. And if I was seeing a lot of this, I would definitely cut the Salesman for that the 3 mana thing that I was talking about earlier. Maybe an Explosive Trap to buy some time. But you basically have to, maybe I have time to forge even. You basically have to have Hollow Hounds healing. And the good news, in this particular moment, I want to start cheating mana. The good news is that they're off to a really slow start. Like, the fact that they don't have pirates is very, very good for me. Also, the fact that they float 2 mana here kind of makes me think that it's not a true Pirate Demon Hunter. This would be like the worst draw that I've ever seen, so it's got to be a different deck. Maybe it's a Maniac playing like a Reno.
The moment is upon us.
I actually just play this now without forging it, because I'm doing this next turn. Maybe even, like, buff it the following turn. Actually, I might be playing Mukla next turn, even.
Victory is in my grasp.
Just get a trap out. If it is aggro, I'm going to get the 6/6. They're going to easily play 3 cards in a single turn. Location first. Good order from the opponent. What if it was explosive trap, though? Like, it's not even gonna die is the other problem here. It's possible there's just not a minion on the board big enough to be able to kill this off. But I'm gonna need a Hollow Hound. I have a feeling I'm getting ready to go really low on health here. But the 1/3 with the Death Rattle against this, if they can't buff these, or even if they do buff them, they don't have to die, but just being able to heal for... I'm basically just dead. They went from, like, the worst draw ever to having everything on turn 4. That's a little bit crazy. So, I need to trade here. I have to have a Hollow Hound, and even then, I think I still just die. That's crazy, man. What am I hitting? The Ziliax, I guess? But it's only going to be a... Oh no, it would be a 4/4, so... Hollow Hound? Actually got it. It's probably better to kill this, and the only way that I can do that is I have to use one of these. So the face damage isn't actually relevant here, but the healing is. And I removed one of their buffers. This still heals me probably for 6. They can... Well, they can't hot coals unless they take damage. Like acupuncture hot coals. Hey, Eric. Acupuncture hot coals. They have everything. I have a 6/6. I also have a Sasquatch, so I'm going to get to heal again. I almost died again. But they're out of cards. Maybe they were just slow enough. Ooh, it hit the Ziliax. I don't like that. That was really bad order. I should have hit the Ziliax first. I would have had an extra health here. And I could even still just be dead. Only 3 cards, though. Haven't seen this deck before? Yeah, this is, it's a deck that's been around. It's just an Egg Hunter. Basically, you're trying to cheat out, like, your big beasts by getting a discounted version with the egg. This guy right here. So it's one of those... It's a deck where it's probably not good if your goal is to climb the ladder. Just because it's a little bit inconsistent. Take a quick look at the list. It's a little bit inconsistent based on what you hit off of your egg, It's kind of like a draw order deck. Like if you draw the stuff that you really need before you can get a discounted version off the egg, then it's bad. Sometimes you need a king plush and you don't get it off the egg, or you need healing and you don't get it off the egg. And then it's vulnerable to very aggressive decks. Like that Pirate Demon Hunter, he really did have a bad draw. He did, like, hero power turn 1, turn 2 was the Spirit Totem. And that's just a bad start for that deck. If he had been faster, I was easily dead. So it's going to be bad into Pirate Demon Hunter. It's going to be bad into Painlock. It's inconsistent in the very powerful thing that it does. And then other late game decks can beat it. Like a Reno Druid can beat it pretty easily. You probably never win against Odin Warrior. So yeah, exactly. It's definitely a fun deck. But it's one of those things, man, you know, brand new season. I mean, why not play something different and have some fun? I don't know. Honestly, it should probably be like that all the time. I'm going to play a deck that I'm going to enjoy, but it happens to me probably the same as it happens to everybody else. You're like, well,
Sylvanas versus Darien
but my
Mulgrave.
ranks,
The Knights of the Ebon Blade
my
will not
imaginary
falter.
Hearthstone ranks.
The penalty for treason is death.
I feel like you're good into Death Knight, though. Because you have a lot of potential for like an OTK with a Hollow Hound, bigger Jormungandr play. Gonna get the egg here. So we'll egg on 4, and then on 5 we'll either yodel the egg or we'll yodel the mini. But they don't kill you as fast, so you kind of have time to get to do your thing. If you're not having fun, what's the point, man? The point is ranks. What are you talking about? The point is ranks. You want the smallest rank that you can possibly have. It's like golf. Does anybody really have fun when they play golf? I think I like this because I have less ways to be able to get to it. There's still another bird watching for the parasite. And the egg is getting beefy. It's a 3/4. I'm assuming they kill it. I'll get 1 discounted beast, but then I'll yodel the mini the following turn. Rewarded. Also, I mean, as they're trading, they're going to be losing minions here as well.
Oh, have you filled out the paperwork?
Zephyrus. What does this mean? Does this mean anything? Is it Reno? Is it base? Looks like I get to yodel this guy.
Shout it from the mountaintop!
Sasquatch and Hollow Hound. Not the greatest. Actually, Hollow Hound is pretty good. 4, 8. The Hollow Hound is already going to be at 10 damage. And it's actually at 10 damage next turn. So I'm going to hit face here. 7 and 16. Like, the Hollow Hound's play is actually almost killing them. And I have, like, a big board. Actually, now, they're like Giga almost dead. That's 9 and 8 is 17, and 6 is 23. Set my opponent to 4. I think I like it. It's also a full heal. And I've got Sasquatch next turn. No idea what the bigger Jormungandr lands on, but they might just be dead here. Full health, by the way. So again, Death Knight is like a good matchup when this is the kind of stuff they're doing. They still have to trade for this. So they heal for 8. But they're dead. If I get King Plush off of this, they just die. So I think I hit here first. And then if I don't hit King Plush, I can Sasquatch and see if that gives me lethal. Oh, we've actually got double Sasquatch this turn. No Plush is a little unfortunate though. Oh. So I high rolled that. Because it could have landed on any... I think it can also actually land on enemy minions as well, so that was a massive high roll for the bigger Jormungandr to hit the Hollow Hound. Oh. Got the unexpected win streak. I like it. Anybody losing to this deck has to be mad. I know I would be.
Versus Scarlet.
Another Death Knight. Even like Blood Death Knight, the ones that I've played just kind of lost.
Serve.
The one Blood Death Knight that I lost to, they played a Dirty Rat. That worked out really well for him late in the game. It was a game where I was really slow because I didn't draw eggs. That's another thing. If you just never draw egg, you're going to be slow. King Plush in hand isn't ideal either. Probably just get this down and then Birdwatch on 3.
Stand the cold.
Irate. You fold.
I don't want to take any more damage early than I have to, because there's no guarantee that I'm ever getting Hollow Hounds. Sasquatch. Alright, I'm definitely taking the egg. That gives me an egg for next turn, but the problem is it's only going to be one minion. And a lot of times they do end up trading for it. Like, they might trade all of this. A little bit scary. They just draw the other... I'm thinking of the right deck list, they just drew the other Horn of Winter as well. I need both of these out. It's pretty likely that I get at least one Hollow Hound. There's 2 Hollow Hounds and 1 Mukla, so it's 2 out of 3 to hit Hollow Hounds on that. And I do have a bigger Jormungandr in hand. But they're still really healthy, and I don't have any parasites, so... This thing's just so much damage, especially when it's hitting you in the face like that.
One dose solves every problem.
And the cold feet just locked me out of the game. Mukla, not ideal. So I'm gonna have to Titan Forge traps here. I need an explosive trap.
Any problem?
Nice. And I mean, this likely gets activated, but they might play around it. So I think I'm going to be happy taking the smaller minion. So there's a Hound, but if they have like the second Cold Beat, plus I'm just almost dead here. Or am I dead? Oh, I'm just dead. Dead to the hero power. Man, the location is so good.
My torment!
Just got ran over that game. So that's a perfect example of just being a little bit too slow. And when you really like sit down and think about this deck, there's not that much that it's going to be a good matchup into. It's interesting though, it might only be 1 or 2 cards away. Like when the next set comes out. Because like the high rolls with it are really good.
My work is not finished.
It needs like more
I will
consistency
never serve.
and a little bit. It needs like one good, really good anti-aggro tool, and then a way to make it more consistent. But the thing is, it's kind of like it would take something very specific to make it more consistent because it's so dependent on the order that you draw your cards. I kind of don't like any of this, but I'm going to take the Titan. I'm going to go ahead and start using the location. Cheating mana seems good. I'll get the egg out. No surprise there. So this is going to be a game where I'm really hoping to hit king plushes. So the fact that I have both Hollow Hounds is good. Because it's more likely that I'm going to get a king plush off of the egg. So I'm assuming that they're going to kill the egg here, but then the following turn, I'll be able to yodel this mini egg. Try to maximize my chances for plush. Yeah, they get a coin as well. But putting a bunch of water elementals in their deck is really good. Sasquatch is not good.
Shout it from the mountaintop!
And double Mukla. I can probably Mukla next turn, but it's just an issue. Without the king plush, I basically just lose to the very first tsunami, if that's what they have early. Organon. I mean, honestly, I think I'm just jamming like Muklas and clear the board here. And then I've even got a Sasquatch to get 2 Muklas next turn. Is there any value to having 1 extra mana this turn? There's not.
My hand is too full.
Okay, so at least with that burn, we know that they're playing the Galactic Orb version. So they need to do something here, or they basically just die, or they do die. But this isn't even necessarily good. They stalled the game a little bit. But look at what I'm doing. So I'm assuming they have like Con Man here, but again, like they're not clearing the board. They're taking damage every single turn. Like we're just way ahead here. And then with this in hand on turn 8, that's going to be a lot of Mucklas. Well, this isn't even a Con Man play.
Shaking us stir.
I think you died. Apollo Heat.
Merely a setback.
Bruh.
I like
You have
Why would you hit end turn and then concede? Like, if you hit the end turn button, you might as well just let your opponents punch you in the face, right? Here's the question. Is end turn into concede a low-class play? You concede, or you end turn and you let your opponent have the satisfaction of actually killing you? But to end turn and then concede, is it low class? I think it might be low class.
down, I'm just visiting.
I'm sure I've done
Cower
it.
before Death's Keeper.
I'm sure that I've done it too. But that doesn't change the fact that it is, in fact, a low class play. Egg and double yodeler. Druid's just always a dodgy prospect, man. It's like almost always Reno. And they have like double ramp, triple ramp, Summer Child so that they draw some of their big minions and then they're playing the big minions. Kind of what I'm expecting. All these are bad except for the Hound. This at least gives me like a buffed Hollow Hound.
You won't find fight magically aged seeds.
Just gonna go ahead and get the egg out here. Assuming they trade for it, I'll combo for turn 5. There's some ramp, they do trade. I almost don't even want to play the cheap Hollow Hound. I feel like this might be like a combo style game, but otherwise I'm just doing nothing. And I kind of need to get some cards out of my hand since I'm planning on dropping all this next turn anyway. Oh, there's another ramp. Look at that. They're going to be on 10 mana. I am sitting here on 5.
Shout it from the mountaintop.
Also, it's like a guaranteed overdraw. But another Hollow Hound and King Plush. This is getting interesting. I'm going to need a Jormungandr and probably a Parasite. More ramp. I mean, I think I trade. Just go ahead and let them have the heal, and then put everything back in their deck and punch them in the face. Because, like, these going back in their deck isn't that big a deal. That's bad top decks for them. And then this is probably better than trying to fight my way through it the hard way. I don't want to put my own salesman back in the deck, so I guess I just have to shuffle everything. But it's fun. And then now I can get the salesman. I don't want to put this back in my deck because that's a bad top deck for me. They always have late game stuff, man. They have no cards in hand, triple ramp, and that's the second 9-cost card they've played. Probably just clear. Could weapon up. It is just a weapon up. I mean, they trade, and then what am I doing? Right, I'll track first. Guess I'll take a bird watching and try to hit a parasite. And hope they end up with another one of those... Another one of them boards! With a lot of low health minions, and then maybe I can get a Parasite Jormungandr lethal here in a couple turns.
Delightful.
Card draw. More card draw. Drawing spells isn't that big a deal, though. I guess Sleep Under the Stars is really good for him. For a lot of cards. The 3/7s ends up being pretty good for him. Stranglethorn. Let's see, there's a King Plush. Do I know what's in it? A plush and 2 Hollow Hounds. And I guess the Hollow Hounds are 5/5s? I'm not sure what they come back as. But clear the board and punch face, and then Sasquatch next turn to do it again? Probably the strongest play that I can make, right? If they come back as 3/4s, though...
What to do?
I'm gonna look really silly. But I guess I have to do it for science, because I don't know exactly how this works. They do come back as 3/4s. That's pathetic. Alright, well next turn I'll be able to Sasquatch and get this again. But that's really sad, man. But they come back without buffs. I guess it makes sense. This was probably still the best play to make to be able to get me through the 3/7s. Drawing cards. Need to hit a Parasite. What minions do I have left? I've actually got several, so it's not guaranteed. Bird watching Sasquatch.
Running out.
Stay alert, my children. Danger.
We all exist in
Yeah, that
harmony.
figures. Probably a Yogg. And an Eonar. There's that. And a Parasite. Is it Parasite or Egg? I kind of want to like Egg and Yodel.
Shout it from the mountaintop!
Another King Plush, double King Plush. It's unfortunate that I already used the thing, but I'll be able to like double King Plush and then Sasquatch. That's like a pretty
Now,
pretty decent turn, I think. Need to save that. Madness is good. I'll be able to play the Madness and buff the Plush to be able to remove even more stuff. It's also going to buff the Hollow Hounds and the Parasites. Hopefully I don't actually just burn a Parasite here. They can also like trade for the egg and I don't get any more additional value out of it, but that's fine.
Delightful.
As they draw again. I'm going to shuffle all this back into their deck. It's definitely a king plush turn. Like these, if they top deck this, they're worthless because they don't have very many spells left.
My hand is
That's a
full.
lot of damage. Yeah, without a parasite, they're not dead. So I think it's actually like double plush.
What to do?
It puts a lot of stats on the board to be able to absorb more shots. I don't like giving them the gem tosser back, but there's not really a whole lot else that I'm doing with my turn, I think. Plus I need to soften them up a little bit. Clear the board and punch him in the face for 12? That seems pretty good.
I bestow these gifts upon the world. Stay alert, my children. Danger waits.
Draw cards. There's no guarantee they get anything any good whatsoever. I'd only get this to 7. Might have to actually use a, well, I guess I can get it to 8 with this, but I might have to use one of the expensive ones to clear the E and R. I can't just let that sit on the board. But actually, it's enough damage to kill him if these two guys go face.
The virtue of the wine.
Relaxation for all
Ooh.
and all.
What can they get, though?
Time is running out.
You take Crown here, I'm pretty sure. But they actually... Yeah, I don't think you do that. There's too many bad draws in their deck.
Kai's only good for smashing!
Oh, I did not die. I think they died, though. I didn't actually count, but I'm thinking they're dead. Yep, that looks dead to me. Easy! Not gonna lie, it's pretty satisfying to be able to shuffle a bunch of bad cards back into a druid's deck.
Chaos and destruction!
We should be really bad into
Treason is dead.
Pain Lock. I think they just like overwhelm us with the board before we can do anything, especially with a hand like this. And we're probably not good into Insanity either. I almost feel like... Let's see what they do here. Well, I have to... Location then. But this is looking like Pain Lock. I kind of wanted to Birdwatch and hopefully hit an egg and then egg on 3. Because I am going to need a Hollow Hound very, very quickly. I've got 2 chances to be able to hit it. But it's not even playable till turn 5. And I've actually only got 1 chance to hit it because apparently our opponent is really good at drawing these things. And there's no egg. I think I've already lost. Even if I top deck Hollow Hound, I'm basically just dead. Have 11 plus Ziliax. And see, like, what a horrible loss. They drew last and then played a free Ziliax, and I'm losing to this person. But I did nothing all game, so no surprise there. This is one of the matchups that you're just expected to be bad into. Bad matchup, bad misplays, it just doesn't even matter. It's that lopsided. Ooh. Probably a bad matchup for
Cower before death's
going into Rogue here as well. I'm going to keep the Band Manager simply because there's a Viper inside of it. The thing is, I'm like basically already dead before I can play the Viper. But I mean, the deck's not really doing anything else. I kind of, if it's Weapon Rogue, I have to hope they have a slow start, but they kept 3 cards. Go bird watching before madness. Doesn't really do anything. I'm going to take the partner here. I can play it next turn and then quick pick on 2. We're looking pretty dead. We actually died on turn 0. I mean, I'm going to be able to break their weapon, though. I wish I would have had this last turn.
I raise, you fold.
I'll ETC and get the Viper out. So this should be a Swashbuckler. Or a Swarthy. It's a Swarthy. Oh, they're doing other stuff, too? Come on, man. Mercy. Please. But like, just breaking their weapon I don't think is even going to be enough. I have to trade, I can push 2. But if they... I mean, if they just go like Sharp Shipment, hit me for 5, and then I break their weapon and all this goes face, I'm going to be feeling really good. The thing is, like, you never Sharp Shipment here. Yeah, they're going to make an even bigger weapon. I guess it's fine because I'm going to break it. The problem is my health total. Like, how much are they going to hit me for here? Because the deck also has a lot of reach with Eviscerates and the music thingy that alternates between deal 3 and deal 1. And 7's not that bad, though. Pass turn. Pretty please.
Too soon.
Come on, man. Your turn's over. Thank you. Actually, This is a decent amount of damage as well. Well, they're not killing me this turn with no weapon. And they kind of have to, like, remove stuff on my board. Otherwise, they die. ETC coming through. Viper coming through. Dubious purchase. Oh man, if they just draw cards here. Deafen. Doesn't really matter. Stick up, but they can't, without second prep, they can't do anything. No. Second prep. And the misfire clears my board. Well. It's my best chance of winning this. Start with a trade. Ooh. Mystery egg? I'll go ahead and get the mini down too. They have to equip a weapon and start buffing it, I think. They're not gonna have it, well. Seriously, man. Probably just dead next turn then. And I am not killing them. Oh, and I draw the king plush, man. What are you talking about?
Shout it from the mountaintop!
I mean, this lets me go wide. I guess I just need to get my board as wide as possible here. I should just be dead. They only need 9 more damage. 8 cards, 7 mana. It should be over. The top deck second quick pick was so good for him, man. If they just didn't... I don't know, maybe it didn't matter. It may have just not mattered. Yeah, that's expected. They drew their entire deck even still. I needed him to not have quick pick on 2, I guess. I broke their weapon and they spent a turn just removing my board and then immediately another huge weapon. But I guess that's what the deck does. I didn't put enough pressure on him, I just slowed him down a turn. Maybe 2 turns, but this deck, the 2 turns just isn't enough. Even if I hit the king flush, I still just died.
Illyria versus UN.
What dreams may come.
Cower
Another
before
druid.
Death's Keeper.
Well, we got opening hand, Madness and Egg. And we've got the coin, so we can go like trade Madness into Egg on 3, and it has an attack so that we'll be able to trade it if they play a minion. Which I'm assuming they're going to be playing minions, because, you know, they always have ramp. Yodeler as well. If they don't remove it, then we just get like a ton of extra value out of the Yodeler. There's the ramp, as expected. They probably trade here.
We
I guess
all exist in
yeah.
harmony.
Always, man. Always ramp, always this. They probably just drew Reno and Yogg. I don't know. I keep talking about Reno, but they, I haven't actually had Reno. Or I haven't actually been playing against Reno. I do this.
You fold.
Bad into swipe, I guess, but I can't just do nothing. Another ramp. This is amazing. Now I draw the Mukla. Do I just coin the Mukla? I think I do. It causes him to overdraw. It's only 3 bananas. And it's just a big minion.
My hand is full.
It is Reno, and they burned the mind control tech. Oh look, they have Yogg, and they're stealing my 11-10 on turn 5. Turn 5? And they made a board. Why does everybody that plays Yogg against me, like, this is the outcome? I play Yogg, and, like, it just clears everything.
Feel that healing beat.
Well, I didn't lose to Reno Druid, I lost to Egg Hunter. I was never beating the 11-9. Pathetic. Druid is such a degenerate class. All hail Yogg. The great Yogg. The giver and the taker. Druid is so pathetic. It was Reno Druid. Every Reno Druid is exactly the same. It's ramp. They have 2 forms of ramp. Every game. They always have Summer Child, and then they always, because of Summer Child, end up having their late game stuff, like Yogg, ENR, Reno.
Cower before Death's Keeper.
Now it's another rogue. I guess the traps doesn't do anything. Even if you hit a ice trap, you just delay him a turn, but it's not enough. If it's weapon rogue, it's already a loss. I don't like Druid. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's just absolute degeneracy.
Tuned to perfection.
Is this the crystal whatever deck?
You summon me for this. Disgraceful.
What the heck, man? They just played a 3-3? I need to kill this, right? Because I can't let him shadow step it. I can actually remove something? What are you talking about, brother? Alright, that's a shame concede. Scrumptious D. You're not conceding. Yeah, Spectral Cutlass. So I kind of need like a band manager to break that thing before it gets out of control. Bruh. It's no guarantee I ever draw an egg. Maybe it's just better to get this, play it now, and have an extra coin.
You fold.
I mean, it is a 5-4. I need to make Pirate Warrior great again. You never know. Is this Reno Rogue? Because that'd be crazy. It's so bad. Why is it every turn?
Those subs.
And both bird watchings are really bad.
Growth, life, happiness.
They got Guff. So my opponent's gonna have a bazillion, mana. I think I do this next turn.
None can stand against Tainted.
I'll break the Cutlass. If it is Reno,
Face your red.
then this is going to be their only copy of Cutlass. If nothing else, they're going to have to play the second copy. So at least these shenanigans will be over. But I mean, the issue here is I'm not drawing eggs, and so my deck isn't doing anything. Like, I'm literally doing nothing. I'm excited because I get to break this weapon. Like, that's kind of a bad sign.
Face your red.
Zephyrus, it must be Reno Rogue. Damage the enemy hero, he's coming for me. Wonder what he got. Well, there's an egg. But I don't even think I can afford to play it right now. I think I actually have to do this to heal.
What to do?
Otherwise, I'm maybe in trouble. And I'm just going to hold the last charge of the weapon here. Burn Yogg is good. Kinda doesn't matter. Ooh, that matters quite a bit though. They have a way to buff this that's so bad. Have fun, take care, see you on the flip side. Eric, have a good evening, man. Appreciate you stopping by. We do the thing. Double Sasquatch, man. You can't be serious. Actual double Sasquatch. 1 out of 3, 2 turns in a row. Or two times in a row. Oh, and they can buff the weapon, man. This is disgusting. They buff it again? And this is a Reno deck. They have 8. Probably just dead next turn. Alright, well. Kinda need to not die, and I need my opponent to not have a turn. Oh look, they had a turn. Oh! I think I'm dead. My opponent doesn't realize that they've already killed me, so they're still just, like, playing cards. They finally figured it out. The guff didn't even really matter, I don't think. Like, they were never using their hero power. It was the stupid Zephyrus that gave them a Doom Hammer. Should be illegal in Rogue. Which I guess it kind of is illegal in Rogue. To get the Doom Hammer.
Rexar versus Zale.
Should be another bad matchup.
I am more than what you
The win rate is kind of settling, probably to where you would expect this deck to end up as well. Oh man. And this is exactly the kind of thing that holds this deck back when you draw stuff that you might actually would rather get off of your egg. If you had a way to be able to put stuff back into your deck, it might be enough to put this deck over the top.
Just use more.
I think I actually have to trade here. It's pretty likely that I get an explosive trap with this being forged, but I need to not take damage, and I probably don't want to hit my opponent, assuming this is Pain Warlock. The Hollow Hound is nice. Birdwatching or Madness? It's bird watching. Take the rat trap. It's guaranteed 6/6. Oh my gosh! I actually missed. I missed the explosive trap. So now I just have to eat all this damage, and I have to survive until turn 6 to be able to play this. Well, now I wish I had the Madness. I can still use this. If I hit the second egg, this will get buffed. But it's not really dying anyway. Oh, and it's actually just Insanity?
One dose solves any problem.
That's unfortunate. I mean, being able to heal is nice. See if I can hit a Madness. No Madness.
How gluttonous of me.
It's unfortunate, like, neither one of these guys are dying. But the Hollow Hound is going to come down. It only heals me for 9, though. It's kind of a big deal. If he plays, like, Popgar, he heals back to full. But I do get 2 minions. I just don't see how you're supposed to win this matchup with this deck, though. Double Sasquatch, and they just got another Crescendo in hand. What am I doing with double Sasquatch? The weakness of the deck shows itself. Look at that, man. 1 out of 3 twice. Dude. Come on, dude. Kinda needed like a Mukla. I need a cheap Mukla that I can use this on. So I know he has the other Crescendo. As soon as he hits Popgar, he's going to heal back to full, which is another really big issue. I need his health going down, not up. But it's possible I'm just dead here soon anyway. But I mean, with 2 Absorbent Parasites and Madness... Alright, that makes sense. He didn't heal though, and the Rat Trap comes out. He needs another Crescendo or he's dead. He has another Crescendo. Actually, wait. I think he's still just dead.
Drink as sweet as me.
Actually dead. Learn to draw Pop Guard.
Glorious end.
Learn to draw Pop Guard, noob. Alright, that's going to do it for the stream. I got to get in bed so that I can get to work tomorrow. Here is a look at the list, and I will drop the deck code in the chat here. I can figure out how to do it, if Firestone will allow me to do it. So again, this is kind of like a, you know, what I would call a for fun deck. You're probably not going to be able to gain a whole lot of ranks with this. And if you try, you're just going to end up frustrating yourself. So deck, a little bit inconsistent, not good against aggro, probably not a whole lot of decks in the current meta that's good against it, but beginning of the season, might be worth it to try something different, having a little bit of fun with Hearthstone. Keep in mind, it's not always about ranks. It's only about ranks 99.9% of the time. But with that, good night. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.